Hello and good day to Madam Ananda. My name is NAZIFA, EZZATE binti AZHAR. My matrix number is 2020470566. I am from class HM2523A1.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is RAHIMAH binti ABDUL. My number matrix is 2020470114.
Marvel's Captain America Civil War finds Steve Rogers leading the newly formed team of Avengers in their continued efforts to safeguard humanity. But after another incident involving the Avengers results in collateral damage, political pressure mounts to install a system of accountability headed by a governing body to oversee and direct the team. The new status quo fractures the Avengers, resulting in two camps, one led by Steve Rogers and his desire for the Avengers to remain free to defend humanity without government interference, and the other following Tony Stark's surprising decision to support government oversight and accountability. The team is divided over the act. Stark supports government oversight because he feels guilty for his role in creating Ultron and devastation Ultron caused. He also feels that the Avengers need to take more responsibility for the consequences of their actions, as he did when he discovered Stark Industries was secretly shipping weapons to Ten Rings. However, Rogers worries that the Avengers may be compromised if it comes under the control of a nefarious third party, such as the infiltration of S.H.I.E.L.D. by Hydra. Ross states that refusing to sign the accords will be seen as an act of resignation.
So let's say we agree to this thing. How long is it going to be before they LoJack us like a bunch of common criminals?
117 countries want to sign this. 117, Sam, and you're just like, no, it's cool, we got it.
Disrespecting. In this scene, Tony Stark, who is an Iron Man, disrespects his colleagues by laying on the couch while they are in a serious discussion. Also, he rolled his eyes and seemed to sigh while his colleagues were discussing a very serious issue involving the Avengers team and the government. Disrespect is all about not showing respect. Actually, it's about showing the opposite of respect by acting rude, impolite, and offensive. Laying down on the couch, rolling his eyes, and seemed to sigh during the discussion of very disrespect manner. This kind of manner will reveal that someone lack of seriousness or care towards the conflict being discussed during the meeting. So, an individual should be control of their attitude or etiquette in the middle of discussion or at workplace. A composed attitude or etiquette will create an environment of mutual respect.
If we take it off...
Aren't you the same woman who told the government to kiss her ass a few years ago?
I'm reading the terrain.
Using obscene language. In these scenes, Iron Man spoke using obscene or rude language or sentences, which is, are you the same woman who told the government to kiss her ass a few years ago to her college, which is Black Widow? The definition of obscene describes something that is morally offensive in a sexual way. It's never a good idea to use obscene language or sentences. The effect of using obscene language is curse words slowly creep into your vocabulary without us realizing until they become a natural reaction in a variety of circumstances. The recommendation of this point is remain alert, firm but cordial with other colleagues.
Precedented. Okay, case closed. I win.
I have to go.
impolite. In this scene, Steve Rogers as Captain America leaves a meeting or discussion without telling the reasons why he left all of a sudden while they are having a serious discussion after he gets a message from someone with the message she's gone in her sleep. The definition of impolite is someone not having or showing good manners, especially when in a meeting or discussion. The effect of impolite is studies show that even when the target or rudeness does not exact retribution, performance plummets, whether measured using cognitive or creative tasks or in terms of helpfulness. The recommendation of impolite is establish a standard assertive communication process.
Secretary Ross has a Congressional Medal of Honor, which is one more than you have.
So let's say we agree to this thing. How long is it going to be before they LoJack us like a bunch of common criminals?
117 countries want to sign this. 117, Sam, and you're just...
Respectful. When War Machine starts to talk, all the members stay silent until he finishes his talk and listen to the other's opinion patiently. The definition of respectful is a feeling or showing deference and respect to each other, especially when someone gives some speech or talk. The effect of respectful is it can help us to feel safe and to express ourselves when we communicate with other people. The recommendation of respectful is treat people how you would like to be treated, such as with kindness, courtesy, and politeness, word or action.
I have an equation.
Oh, this will clear it up.
In the 8 years since Mr. Stark announced himself as Iron Man, the number of known enhanced persons has grown exponentially. And during the same period, the number of potentially world-ending events has risen at a commensurate rate.
He's saying it's our fault?
I'm saying there may be a causality. Our very strength invites challenge. Challenge incites conflict. And conflict breeds catastrophe. Oversight. Oversight is not an idea that can be dismissed out of hand.
Boom.
Next is good listener. In this scene, Captain America showing his participation in the discussion by being a good listener. He listens to all the points that his colleagues discussing, and after that, he speaks out his opinion about the Sokovia Agreement between the Avengers and the government. A good listener is someone who listens carefully, attentively, and sympathetically, typically imparting support and understanding to the person who speaks. Paying full attention in meetings will prevent you from missing every important point discussed, so you will always be ready to add your views or point in the discussion. Listening with full of attention to other colleagues' opinion or speech in a discussion is very important. It is said so because it can help you to easily understand about what is the situation they are facing or discussing at that time.
That's good. That's why I'm here. When I realized what my weapons were capable of in the wrong hands, I shut it down and stopped manufacturing.
Responsibility. In these scenes, Iron Man was taking full responsibility for his action, such as his role in Ultron's creation and how they need to be held accountable. And if they don't sign the Sokovia Accords, it will come back to haunt them with furthermore consequences, which make them no better than the bad guys, such as the times when his weapons fall into the wrong hands. Definition of responsibility is someone that care about their action or task. The effect of responsibility is everyone will be responsible for the action they take. An important thing will not easily move into the wrong hand. The recommendation for this scene is should divide responsibilities to people who are right and able to carry out those responsibilities.
Responsibility for our actions. This document just shifts the blame.
I'm sorry, Steve, that is dangerously arrogant. This is the United Nations we're talking about. It's not the World Security Council. It's not SHIELD. It's not Hydra.
No.
Next is politeness. In this scene, Rhodes is being polite as he apologized before interrupting in a conversation between Steve and Tony. Then, he advised that what Steve and Tony are discussing is very arrogant act. Polite is someone or something that exhibits consideration for others and socially acceptable behavior. An example of someone who would be described as polite is a person who always say please, thank you, and sorry. Being polite in a discussion at work or in a meeting is very desirable so that the atmosphere in the meeting room is always calm. Every employee must always be polite when interrupting a discussion between other colleagues. When individuals are polite, of course everything that will be discussed becomes easy to resolve.
If we have one hand on the wheel, we can still steer. If we take it off...
Aren't you the same woman who told the government to kiss her ass a few years ago?
I'm reading the terrain. We have made some very public mistakes. We need to win their trust back.
Focus up. I'm sorry, did I just mishear you or did you agree with me?
Oh, I want to take it back
No.
now.
Next is be gentle in giving advice. In this scene, Natasha Romanoff gives advice and opinions about gaining public trust back as at that time they faced increasing political pressure to install an accountability system when the actions of her team, which is the Avengers, had led to collateral damage, yet her colleague Sam cut her speech with harsh words. In this situation, she can still speak softly. Someone who is gentle is kind, mild, and calm. Being gentle and calm in a meeting or in a middle of discussion will causing the atmosphere of the meeting room to be good. The positive aura at workplace will bring joy and calm towards other colleagues. To stay calm and be gentle is very important in a discussion at workplace. This will make the atmosphere in a discussion can be well controlled. In addition, when there are colleagues who are rude, be as gentle as possible so as not to be cause chaos during the discussion.
In conclusion, there are several theories that we can relate in work-less communication. There are also few ethics that we can look forward either to avoid or to follow in this movie.
Work etiquette is important in order to maintain a professional environment to interact and work within. Other than that, we can conclude that all these aspects of communication do not only impact our relationship towards others, but it will also let us to communicate effectively at workplace.